Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're not talking about some far-off sci-fi fantasy. We're talking about a very real threat, a ticking clock for our entire digital world. It's about a silent, incredibly high-stakes race to rebuild the foundations of our online security before they completely crumble. So let's just jump right in. Think about everything you do online. Sending a private message, buying something, checking your bank account, all of that is protected by a kind of mathematical shield. For decades, that shield has been rock solid, unbreakable by even the world's most powerful computers. But there's a new kind of computer on the horizon, one that plays by a totally different set of rules. And it threatens to turn our strongest digital locks into something about as useful as, well, paper. So what exactly is this threat? Well, it's the dawn of large-scale quantum computing. And listen, this isn't some theoretical problem our grandkids might have to worry about. The clock is ticking, right now. The day our current security standards could just fall apart. A lot of people are calling it Q-Day. And we need to get why this is happening. Okay, look at this. This is really the heart of the matter. It's an almost unbelievable leap in power. Let's take RSA 2048. That's a workhorse of modern encryption. For today's best supercomputer to crack a single key, we're talking millions of years. It's just not going to happen. But a powerful enough quantum computer, it could potentially do the exact same thing in about 8 hours. That's not just a little faster. That is a complete game changer. What was once impossible becomes basically an afternoon's work. And the magic key that unlocks all of this is something called Shor's algorithm. You know, it was actually figured out way back in 1994. Think of our current encryption like a super complex bank vault. The combination is based on multiplying two massive prime numbers together. A normal computer has to guess those numbers, which takes, well, we just saw, forever. But Shor's algorithm doesn't guess. It's more like it has a secret blueprint of the vault's internal gears, allowing a quantum computer to figure out the combination almost instantly. Right, so you might be thinking, okay, that sounds pretty bad, but we don't have these huge quantum computers yet. So what's the big rush? Well, this is where the threat gets really scary, right now, today, because our adversaries are already making their moves. The strategy has a name. It's called Harvest Now, Decrypt Later, and it's as simple as it is terrifying. Attackers, intelligence agencies, they are scooping up and hoarding enormous amounts of our encrypted data right now. They can't read it today, of course, but they're stockpiling it, filling up these huge digital warehouses with all our secrets, and they are just patiently waiting for Q-Day to arrive. Every secure email, every private file, it's all becoming a ticking time bomb. And just look at what's being harvested. This really brings home the stakes. We are talking about data with a really long shelf life. National security secrets, blueprints for a new fighter jet, diplomatic messages. That stuff is valuable for decades. Your personal health records could be used against you years from now. A company's secret formula or a new piece of software, that could be worth billions. And it's all being siphoned up as we speak, just waiting to be cracked open. We are right in the middle of a massive change in how our digital world works, and you really need to understand it. So if you're getting something out of this breakdown, please just take a second to hit like and subscribe. It really helps us keep explaining these critical topics and keep you in the loop. This quote right here, it just hits the nail on the head. The problem isn't just about protecting our data tomorrow, it's about the data we are creating and encrypting today. The crime is happening now. The theft is in the present, even if the bad guys have to wait a while to cash in. Any secret you have right now that needs to stay secret for the next 10 or 20 years, it's already at risk. Okay, so that's the threat. It's big, it's real. The obvious question is, what are we doing about it? Are we just sitting around waiting for the sky to fall? Absolutely not. A huge global effort is already underway to build our defenses, so let's get into the solution. All across the world, cybersecurity experts, academics, governments, they're all building a kind of quantum-resistant shield. It's called post-quantum cryptography, or PQC for short. And this isn't just a small update or a patch. We're talking about a completely new foundation for digital security, designed from the ground up to be safe in this new quantum era. The way PQC works is by using math problems that are believed to be hard for both regular computers and quantum computers. So if our old encryption was like a lock based on factoring huge numbers, these new PQC candidates are a totally new kind of lock. A lot of them are based on something called lattice-based cryptography. You can picture it like a lock based on finding the absolute shortest path through an impossibly complex, multidimensional maze. It turns out that's a problem that even a super powerful quantum computer finds incredibly hard to solve. So this means we're literally swapping out the core algorithms we've relied on for decades. For things like digital signatures, which prove who you are online, we're moving from things like RSA to a new standard called ML-DSA. And for key exchange, that's how two people securely set up a private conversation. We're shifting from Diffie-Hellman to ML-KEM. These aren't just random names. They are the winners of a years-long global competition to find the best possible replacements. So we have the new tools, which is great, but, designing them is only half the battle. Now comes the really hard part, upgrading literally the entire world's digital infrastructure. And this isn't just an idea. It is a massive, coordinated engineering project that is happening as we speak. And we're on a deadline. This timeline from the NSA's new standard called CNSA 2.0 lays it all out. By 2025, new software for critical systems should already be using these new algorithms. By 2030, all software and firmware out in the field must be compliant. And look at that last one. By 2033, the core of our internet, browsers, servers, cloud services, they have to be using these new quantum-resistant standards. The race is definitely on. And, the process to find these new standards was a global marathon. The U.S. National Institute of Standards and Technology, or NIST, put out the call way back in 2016, and they got 82 different proposals from cryptographers all over the world. This wasn't some secret backroom deal. It was a completely open, multi-year cage match to see which algorithms were strong enough to survive the toughest attacks anyone could dream up. And after all those years of testing and debating and analyzing, we hit a huge milestone. In August of 2024, NIST officially published the very first set of these PQC standards. So those tools we saw before, ML-DSA and ML-KEM, they aren't experimental anymore. They are now the official standardized tools ready to be rolled out across the entire global internet. This whole transition, it's going to affect every single one of us. It's a gigantic project. So what are your biggest questions about it? What are you most concerned about? Let us know down in the comments. And hey, don't forget to like and subscribe to be part of the conversation. So here's the bottom line. We are in a race between offense and defense. On one side, you have engineers all over the world scrambling to upgrade trillions of dollars of infrastructure. On the other, you have scientists working to build the very machine that can break it all. Our entire digital world is being rebuilt from the ground up on a new quantum-proof foundation. The only question left is, will we finish the upgrade before that quantum clock finally runs out? The security of all of our futures really depends on it. Thanks for watching.